The Libyans.
film.
That's what it is.
The Libyans.
The Libyans.
My algebra school teacher had a Volkswagen bus like that. We used to call it the terrorist van.
Oh my.
Anyway, it reminds me of that.
That's weird. So here we are. What are we talking about today?
We are celebrating Back to the Future because it's 2015 and where's my frickin' flying car?
Oh my, where's my... That's a shirt I should have worn.
I know.
Was the Where's My Flying Car shirt.
Yeah. Cheers.
To Back to the Future.
Cheers, people. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. But we're having wine today. When Back to the Future came out, I wasn't allowed to have wine.
Should we have a joke like every time we say something, we take a drink? Great Scott! Take a drink.
That should be part of the drinking game of Back to the Future. Or Back to the Future
right. We should have
drinking game.
I should have thought of that.
You know, and I didn't even... Like, I knew you were wearing that shirt. And the reason I picked this was because it had Anomaly on it. I didn't realize we would kind of look...
Good together.
We look sort of...
And we matched the bass guitar.
Uniform and the bass guitar with the cord around it.
You know that the muggles at work kept complimenting my Moto shirt?
Oh, they thought it was a Moto shirt. How cute.
They're like, oh, that's really cool. Where'd you get that?
I went out with one of the muggles last night. It's kind of fun to hang out with muggles sometimes.
It is on occasion.
Yeah, I like it. So
I used to be one, so I have to fit
You
in.
used to pretend to be
That's
one.
That's true. It was my
hiding your
secret
geek
identity.
We do have the Hiding Your Geek episode somewhere.
Yes.
Because that one actually exists.
Well, also Growing Up Geeky, too. We talked about that.
Oh, that's true. We did talk about it, Growing Up Geeky.
So you...
Oh. Okay. So, we're talking about Back to the Future.
Yes.
You've watched it more recently than me.
I did. I watched all 3 movies this week, and I really... I mean, it holds up.
Oh, it does hold up.
I mean, especially the first one. First one's absolutely, hands down, the best.
It is really, really good. Yeah, the first one is the best. Mm-hmm. I definitely agree. However, you know, and you've probably read some of this stuff too, that some of the incest is a little odd. Don't you think?
Incest. It's
a
little creepy.
A little creepy-ish, sort of. Like when you read that in the script, maybe did it make you a little bit uncomfortable? I don't know. Not you, like the universal
the actors. Yeah.
you. Yeah. Did you go, oh?
Oh, we actually have to do
I get that.
Okay.
That's okay. That's weird. But, I mean, it does play out kind of the way you would think, you know, when they kiss and everything. So it makes sense, I guess. So that's kind of funny. Anyway, so it's cute. But, so what is the synopsis of Back to the Future?
For those of you who've been living under a rock for how many years? 25, 30? How old is this movie? Is this the 25th
85. So it's the 30th anniversary.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The synopsis for this movie is it takes place in 1985, obviously. Michael J. Fox, or Alex P. Keaton, plays... What's the kid's name in the movie?
Marty McFly.
Marty McFly. How could I forget that? Anyway, Marty McFly has a friend who's a scientist, nerdy guy who's always inventing weird things, and he has this tricked-out DeLorean.
Right.
Goes back in time. And we saw one in the wild not that long ago.
We did. There's one in our town.
Yes.
Like that drives around, because I've seen it other times too.
Yeah. So anyway, he travels back in time and saves his parents' relationship.
Right. Well, wait. But that's not the intention. He accidentally travels back in time.
Yes.
It's accidental, but then he also
the terrorist van.
Yes, the terrorist van. The Libyans. That's what it is. The Libyans.
The scientist dude.
Doc
Brown works with the Libyans. It's supposed to build them something. He doesn't. He steals the plutonium from them to power his. So
anyway,
he's doing experiments.
Something ensues, and then he accidentally gets transported back to 1955.
Yes.
So that's the first movie, and then somehow comes into contact with his parents. screws up their relationship, but then ends up making it better.
Yeah.
So then so let me backtrack. Back to the Future is cool to me because time travel is one of my favorite sci-fi tropes. Like, I really enjoy it. You like that glass, don't you? So time travel, as you guys know, because of like the Star Trek episodes I like and that kind of thing, is one of my favorite things in sci-fi. So it is kind of neat. What I like too is that they even talk about in the second movie the whole idea of the parallel times, that
the time paradox.
How paradoxes, there are paradoxes, but the paradoxes get not fixed, but they get the reason that the paradox really doesn't exist is because when you go back and change and alter something, you actually create another timeline. So the one that would have happened is kind of like how they explained the Star Trek universe, which I'm comfortable with this, and actually a lot of physicists have said that is probably how parallel times, there is research, theoretical research to prove or whatever, that it's if you went back and killed your grandfather, in that timeline you would no longer exist, but there's a timeline where you parallel time where you still do exist. So that's how it kind of fixes itself. Anyway, so I really like the idea of time travel. It is interesting, the idea that it could, to have Marty's life kind of be sort of crappy, except for the girlfriend. Seems to have a nice girlfriend who changes into somebody else in the second movie, but that's a whole other conversation. Bless her heart, had to wear the same outfit like over and over and over again through all three movies. I like how what happened was that it made his life better. Like, Biff learned his lesson, and at the end, everything is just like happier.
It sucks for Biff because he's polishing cars.
True, and that's funny because it's like, is that like taking all of Biff's power away? Is that really the best way? Like, what if he just learned his lesson and just kind of became a normal person instead of going
subservient?
Instead of becoming like some kind of weird manservant. I don't know. That was always weird to me. Have you ever seen the stuff? The guy who played him is a comedian, now, and he has some cool videos where he I guess he has a song that he did, but then he also wrote up a thing that he carries with him, and when people approach him and ask him, he has all these questions that he's like, here's the answer to the question. Michael J. Fox is a nice guy. Crispin Glover's weird, but not as weird as you think. No, it wasn't real manure. all these questions that he always got, and then so he puts them in this thing, and then he made a song out of it. So that's kind of cool. So it's more fun to watch Biff when the actor's kind of a cool guy. He's just sort of accepted.
He struck me as being a very versatile actor in these films, in this trilogy. He has to play somebody different in every single movie, and he pulls it off really well, especially the last one. He's
really good in that one. I agree. Yeah. I think that's one of the best parts of the last one. So anyway, the first one goes back to 1955 and somehow makes his parents' life better, and his Mr.
McFly is freaking hot.
Mr. McFly.
Marty McFly's dad.
Crispin Glover?
Hot.
Is hot?
55. He's hot.
What? Are you serious?
When he punches the other guy in the face, after that he becomes hot.
Crispin Glover. Are you serious? Really?
Marty's dad. Yeah.
George McFly.
George. Not when he's all greasy and has whenever he's wimping and everything. At the end, at the prom.
No, I mean, I get that,
he looks hot in that. Yeah. Can you just let me have that?
No, I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying.
In a 1950s kind of cool.
I'm really trying to track with you.
Kind of look right now.
I'm trying to track with you, but Crispin Glover is really, really weird. Really weird.
Okay, but I don't know him as an actor.
Okay, right. No, that's fair.
The character in the movie.
I get it. He pulled it off. He did. Yeah, I get it. Okay. I'll let you have that.
Am I the only one?
Maybe not. That's
write in Anomaly.
Write in.
girlygeeks@gmail.com.
Girlygeeks. I mean, everybody's. I have weird taste, so I'm not going to criticize anybody. I really, really do. Yeah, but yeah, okay. No, cool. Okay. Also, Crispin Glover refused to appear in the other 2 movies.
Oh, so they used. I wondered how.
They used clips. They used dialogue that had already been recorded for the first movie.
I know nothing of this about him.
And he, no, that doesn't bother me. There's other things I'll explain later. But anyway, so, and I don't really care about that. Like, he doesn't have to, because he didn't sign the deal. Like, the other actors signed the deal, the 3-picture deal, but I don't think that he did. Anyway, but they used, like, another actor and then shot him from behind on some of the shots, and then they used dialogue, like previous dialogue that they kind of cut together to make it work. So, anyway. And they did replace the actress that played Jennifer.
I really loved all of the time paradox scenes where he's talking in the foreground and you see what's going on from the previous movie.
Yes.
Yeah, in the second movie.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's probably the best part about that movie, other than seeing all the things that don't exist in 2015. Like flying cards and
yes. Okay, so that's the cool thing, and that's why we're releasing this when we are.
Yes.
Is because it's around the time
October 21st, 2015.
Yes. So, where's some of the things are true, and they did make the shoes and the jacket.
Yes. And the Pepsi bottle. Sue posted a picture of it.
Got the Pepsi
and
bottle.
And she did a totally cool...
yeah, she did a great Marty McFly. That's pretty cool. And every time we go to con, we always see a DeLorean.
And from what I've learned, someone on Twitter told me that the one that we saw in 2012 is the original DeLorean because she worked for Wizard World.
Really?
And it was just in
So like the one they used in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
They were doing photo ops. They were doing photo ops for Michael J. Fox's charity.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Anyway. I wished I had a picture taken inside of it now. I didn't know.
Well, that's neat. That's neat. I heard an interview with Leah Thompson on NPR where it was real cute. She was talking about the whole process, filming all 3 movies, and also how her audition process went, and that the biggest thing with her is that obviously she's closer in age to Michael J. Fox, but they had her play that she felt like she nailed the role whenever she played old Lorraine, the old wine swilling, smoking Lorraine. That somehow she nailed it better than any of the other young girls were not able to really do old Lorraine, and so that she was the one who did it, and so that's why that she got the role. I thought that was kind of a cute little story.
And one of my favorite scenes of her is when she was talking about when she's old Lorraine, the wine swilling smoker. She's talking about when she first met George, and he's still laughing at the stupid zoom to the honeymooners episode. Anyway, yeah, I thought that was really it was fun. It was interesting kind of to watch her do that because she's playing a character.
Yeah.
So you don't know whether to be sad or laugh along with George, but it was kind of a weird twist of emotions there listening to her. You can tell she was unhappy with setting
life,
up. So
it's setting up what is able to happen, in their life. So it's not something that's based on, she just felt pity for him or whatever. Right. It was something where he actually stepped up and became a cool person. Anyway, so that's the first one. The second one, what happens in the second one? At the end of the first movie, it's a to be continued because he's like, something's got to be done about your kids, Marty. And they go, and you would think that Marty had learned his lesson by now to not be a jerk, but I guess he didn't. And so they go and Jennifer and Marty have gotten married. And then, Michael J. Fox plays 3 different characters.
Yeah.
He plays himself, obviously, but he plays his son, and he plays Marty, old Marty. He plays his son, and he plays his daughter. And the thing I remember the most about that scene was, the whole thing with the 3 of them being there, but also the pizza. That always stuck out to me, the dehydrated pizza, where she, brings in that little Pizza Hut thing, and man, talk about product
placement. Nike,
all
Pizza
over.
Hut, Pepsi. Pepsi. Does anyone actually like Pepsi?
Well, I think there are people who do like Pepsi.
No, they're not from Texas.
It's Coke country around here. Anyway, but yeah, Pepsi. But Pepsi was very 80s. That's the other thing is that, it's the 80s version of the future.
So was Tab. He kept ordering Tab.
Wow, that was pretty good.
My mom used to drink Diet Tab.
Yeah.
It tasted like crap.
So anyway, so then they go to the future, and I did not see. I don't think I saw the first one in the movie theater, but I did see the second one in the movie theater, and it was at an old theater in town. That it was like an old theater that was converted into like a dollar theater type thing, and so I saw it at the dollar theater at this big old kind of movie house, and I remember thinking that was kind of cool because it had that sort of 50s kind of time travel-y kind of vibe to it in the theater, so it was kind of a not intentionally, but it was a full experience for me to go to that theater to watch the movie. And anyway, so that was kind of fun, and I kind of liked the second one, maybe because I saw it.
I do too. I liked it.
And I like the whole idea of the future and the hologram.
Boy, people
stuff.
had really bad fashion sense in 2015 in that movie.
Well, but if you look,
things they were wearing on their hats.
Well,
anytime very good aspirations for us.
Anytime you look at the future, though, is it's always based on what's going on currently, and then what the future looks like. And I think as we get further, it is a little more subtle. What we think of as the future, if you look at movies that were made in the 2000s about the future, there's a little more subtlety. But if you go back, I've seen some really cool drawings of people in the 20s drawing pictures of fashion in 1993 or something.
It's pretty close.
And it is it's not close. It's so way off.
I've seen some
but
things that were close. But the
further you get, because it's all this because even Quantum Leap. Okay, so Quantum Leap was made in the 80s, and it was about he started time traveling in 1996, which wasn't that far off. But when they went into the all of Al's stuff and
everybody wears silver clothing.
Everyone wears silver clothing, and the girls are wearing all sparkly bright lights and stuff.
That's a Star Trek thing.
But at least Star Trek had kind of a military.
No, I mean the aliens.
Okay, I see
the
what you
glitter eyeliner.
Yeah, the glitter eyeliner, and we had
clothes.
Glitter, but we also had more now. Because that's the thing, is that a lot of stuff in the 90s was actually because the 80s was so geometric and so bright and colorful, and it actually went backwards in the 90s, where yes, you got your Britney Spears and your glitter makeup and stuff, but you also got grunge and very back to kind of a hippie hemp necklaces and punkish kind of anti-80s. It was very anti-80s. So it's interesting that they thought that 2015, I don't think it was that weird. Oh, Flea!
I know. Well, that's what I was talking about for Flea. I mean, all his bio implants and...
I love it.
What was with his voice?
Well, it's just Flea,
I know.
Okay, so then everything resolves. There's this whole storyline with Biff, which is another, he does a good character acting with the being an old guy and then being the young guy again, blah, blah, blah. So then they have to go back not only to 55, but then they go to a new 85 where everything is completely messed up. And poor Lorraine has giant boobs that she didn't want. And
that was creepy.
That's weird and creepy. And Russell was like, I don't like this one. That's the one I don't like. I don't like that one. He gets very upset when things...
It gets kind of dark.
It gets very dark.
Really
the second
dark.
one does get very dark.
Biff goes to a place that
creepy.
Lorraine cannot go.
Yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy. Anyway, almost not family friendly.
Yeah,
kind of
definitely.
Creepy.
Well,
anyway.
That's the other thing. I don't remember all of the cussing.
Well,
when I was a kid. See, now that I'm a mom...
This is the thing, though.
My ears go... But back then, I was like, oh, God, he said badass or whatever.
But kids, they don't hear a lot of that stuff. I mean, they just don't notice as much as you think, And I listen to heavy metal in the car, and Russell's like, turn that noise down.
Yeah.
But
that's the only thing, Aaron repeated one of the words as soon as it was said, and I'm like, oh, great. Because he's 5, and he's going to say it to his teacher one day. So we're just like... These are words that adults say sometimes, and you should never say them.
I think the wine is affecting us because we're not talking about...
No, we're just being ourselves. We have
we're just doing it?
On us. Now we have to be animated because there are people watching.
Oh.
That's why I'm doing
even more animated. Okay, so the second movie goes into the future, 2015. Hello, this is where we are right now. The thing that they really didn't get right was this.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
smartphones.
Well, the camera that he was using to take pictures looks like a smartphone.
Oh, okay.
But
I see what
obviously
you mean.
it was just a camera. But and also the video games. What were they? Like, they didn't think kids would be playing video games in the future?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. It's like more video games. Yeah. Anyway, so that all resolves itself, and then everything's okay. And then the thing is that more than the first movie, the second movie like really is a to be continued. Like the first movie kind of teases the next movie, but when you go from 2 to 3, like nothing's really resolved. Like they're still on purpose. Like really, nothing's resolved, and then.
I don't remember seeing...
And then it's all Old West. Yeah. It almost got to the point where it's like, Robert Zemeckis got all this money, Michael J. Fox had... And they were like, let's go to the Old West.
well, the doctor mentioned it in the first film, said that his favorite era was the Old West.
That's fair.
It made me wonder if he had that in mind. You know, he had a trilogy in mind. Maybe he had a story in mind beforehand. Now, I'd be curious to know.
We're not used to our trilogy people having a plan.
No. They say they have a plan, but...
And all of our people that do have plans get their shows canceled. So, yeah. Anywho, so the third movie. Go ahead.
Yeah, the third movie,
Old
there
West.
were parts of it that I liked. I love the fact that Marty enters the Old West in a 50s pink.
And I also like how he's Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. In the first movie, he's Calvin Klein.
Oh, yeah.
Underwear that his mother sees him in.
Yes.
But this movie, he's Clint Eastwood, because he told them he was Clint Eastwood. And they're like, who? But
Clint Eastwood is yellow.
They started out... Oh, first of all, this is how old I am. My parents used to go to the drive-in theater all the time. Mm-hmm. And they would pile us kids into the back of a truck and take us down there because it was carload night and you can get in for $5. Nice. All these people. We'd pop our own popcorn and everything. So seeing them start off the movie, you know, in a drive-in theater was pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. And it looked kind of like the one that I used to go to on Mission Drive-In Theater on Military Drive in San Antonio.
Okay.
But when he took off, and he's like, I'm going to run into those Indians, you know, because they're, you know, right underneath the screen is a mural of Comanches. You don't remember because you haven't seen it recently.
I've never.
There's like,
I see.
I don't know. I think they're probably Comanches or something. Some sort of high plains tribe on horses coming towards.
Oh, okay.
So they're anyway. He's like, I'm going to run right into them. And he's like, no, you're not. You're going to be long gone by then. So he takes off towards them and then enters the 1800s, and bam, there's a tribe of warriors, like a band of warriors riding hard towards him, just like in the mural, which I thought was a good touch.
That is cool.
But I was wondering, like, this is 1880s.
They shouldn't be.
Cavalry wasn't chasing them back then.
I don't think they were.
I don't think so. I think that was all over by then.
I don't think they were.
There were some little details they got wrong that people in the Southwest know about. That Hollywood tends to forget.
I think they did okay on the girls' costuming.
And are there black bears in the desert? This looked like the Monument Valley or something.
It did look like Monument Valley, but
people who live out there, you need to let us know. Do you have black bears in the desert?
I didn't think we did. I
think black bears are in the piney woods of Texas and in places like that, Utah.
I try to avoid black bear country if I can.
We don't know. So anyway, but yeah, there were things like that I liked. I love the teacher, Clara.
Yes, yeah. Clara. Yeah, that's a cute touch.
And that actress is awesome. I've seen her in a lot of westerns too. That she was in it. And, there were cameos by
Mary Steenburgen.
But lots of really well-known actors that we've heard, like especially voice actors. We've heard a couple of them, like Robin Hood.
Yes,
the Disney Robin Hood, the guy that played the sheriff. He was in the film, and there were a couple other people that were in old westerns.
I like I like two things about it. I like Biff, or three actually.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's really good in the third one. I think it's one of his best performances actually. And then also I like that Marty finally learns his lesson. You know, interacting with his ancestor about the whole idea of being not giving in when someone calls you chicken type of thing. Like finally he had like his character arc actually had a conclusion where he learned his lesson. So I thought that was good because at the end of the movie when he doesn't race Flea, but that's a good thing. And I also liked the bit where Doc is standing there, like, holding the whiskey, and then he's like, the future. In the future. And he's, like, doing all this stuff. And then when Marty's like, well, how much has he had? Oh, he hasn't had any. He's just been holding it. And then he takes, like, the one drink, and he, like goes back. It's so funny. I love that bit. That was really cute.
You know you're getting old when you fall asleep in movies.
Why'd you fall asleep?
I fell asleep
That's
during
like the best part of the movie.
David kept elbowing me. I've been getting up really early and going to bed late, so I missed that. But speaking of Marty's ancestor,
yes,
the McFly name sounds Scottish to me. Why did they have Irish accents? Were they Scottish immigrants that went to Ireland and started their family there,
it's
and
then migrated to
America? Or is this another example of Hollywood making a big mistake?
Well, big mistake or just laziness.
Just like they didn't think Ghost Americans would know the difference between a Scottishman and an Irishman.
Plain laziness,
I guess.
So then that is the end, of course, of the show. When he finally goes, and I do like the kind of moral. I like the cool kind of steampunk thing at the end. Very cool. Very cool.
That was the one thing that stuck out for me, was the awesome steampunk time-traveling train and the adorable little Victorian children.
Named Jules and Vern. And
the DeLorean started to look a little steampunk in the 50s
You mean diesel punk?
Well, no. Some of the components that they were putting on the hood in the drive-in theater, I thought at first when I woke up and I saw them doing that, I thought, are they in the 1800s? Because that looks very steampunk. But no, I was wrong.
And they're not meaning to do it. It just happened.
I love the blender that he throws trash in. He's all green. It's a green time.
It is. Which that is something that is a thing about 2015.
Yeah. But my gosh, they didn't have very much hope for the future with all the machine, the gangs traveling down the streets and machine guns shooting.
Well, it's a lot better than Blade Runner.
True.
So that's
it was really filthy and dirty and ghetto and. Everything was bad.
So at least it's bright, and there's movies, and there's hoverboards.
The pink Mattel hoverboard.
And why Mattel? That's what's very interesting.
Mattel was big back then. Another product placement was that logo was gigantic on that board.
It really was. That's pretty funny. And then the 80s cafe, just like you would have a 50s cafe.
Yes, and we have kind of 80s places now. You know, the clubs and stuff that only play 80s music?
See, I remember that from the 90s. Like, when I would go out in the 90s, there would be, like, retro night, and it would be all 80s and 70s.
The 80s
it was so
is kind of coming back. I see people purposefully wearing mom pants.
See, I don't know that you'd realize this, but that's late 80s, early 90s.
It's still 80s, though.
I know, but it's sadly early 90s. If you watch some episodes of Friends, they're not really like the tight mom jeans.
No,
but
they're the ones that wear a half shirt over, so they're the mom jeans.
You wear the half shirt, but I'm just saying that is not as far back as people think. Because the low jeans did not come into style until like 96, 97-ish.
When hippie stuff started coming back.
Yeah. We are like way off topic.
But this is Anomaly.
How am I going... Anomaly.
We're talking about fashion now. It's totally okay.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Are you excited about con?
I am. I've been working on... I can't buy any new costumes, but I've been working on upgrades to my Jedi costume.
Mm-hmm.
And buying accessories, because I like to accessorize. It kind of pulls off things. So.
Well, yeah, that's a detail that makes it good. Jim's uncle is going to cosplay this year.
But both days. Did last year a little bit.
But he's going to really do it this year.
He kind of made cameo appearances. Speaking of cameos,
he's coming
in our 2014
video. He's coming over next weekend, and we're gonna do like a craft day because he wants a neck piece for some X-Men thing, and I'm so excited. Like, to me, and I talked to Jim about this because his uncle is like a Muggle. He's in a Muggle world, like totally. His whole he's older, and it wasn't as cool to be into this stuff when he was younger, and so. When he started coming to con with us and this is a bunch of people that like the stuff that I like and will be cool with me doing this and getting into it. And to me, his uncle is Uncle Jim is the epitome of the mission statement of Anomaly. You know, like making sure you don't have to give up being your Muggle self at all to be able to be your Anomaly self. You know, I don't know. It's just like the way that he's kind of come into the fold has been really cool to me, and he's staying overnight with us.
Oh, cool.
Like, I don't know if he's staying in our hotel, but he's, like, staying in Austin so that he can hang out with us both days. And
That's awesome. We are gathering a crowd.
We are!
It's kind of like a Renfest group. Pretty soon we're going to have campers, you know.
I don't know that Wizard World would. And Wizard World has still not given us our booth assignment, and I'm so angry. Well, they're just so unorganized. I need to take over. I just need to take over.
They will never invite us to do a panel because we always complain about their disorganization.
Do you think they even know? They don't know. They don't care.
They do.
They don't. They don't look. They don't care.
Social people follow us on Twitter. They follow us on Twitter.
They don't care. They don't care. We are small beans to them. They collect our money, and then we get our booth. That's all.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm also getting really excited for Rentfest, which is in November. So we're going to Austin Comic Con, October 30th and 31st. And hopefully we'll be doing live reports there.
We're going to do the same, what we did last year.
Video stuff, and we'll be putting it, I would like to put it
on the feed,
And we're going
to Austin dancing. I think we should take our little, we should take our little bitty cameras and do some video of just like randomness.
Okay, don't film me dancing.
Not you. I'm talking about, because, awesome. Because not just nerds will be dressed up. The Muggles would be dressed up too, and
we're gonna blend right in.
Is awesome. And
but we're gonna have the most awesome costumes ever.
Hopefully, yeah, we will. But I'm just saying, like, it's because the first year we went, it was the weekend that like Austin was celebrating Halloween, so it was the same deal where everybody was in costume, and I think it's so fun because you can't really tell who the nerds are because everybody's in costume, and so it's like this giant. And it just so happens to be this giant party. And so that's why I think it's kind of a fun thing. So we just got to stock up on the caffeine. And you are going out with us.
So
we're going out.
If you live in Texas or the surrounding area and you're going to Austin Comic Con, come by our booth.
Yes, and we'll tell you. We will publish
We'll tell you
what and when.
Subscribe to our podcast if you haven't already. Stitcher Radio listeners, this is a video. Go check out our website. We'll come visit us at the booth. And if you're staying in town, maybe we can hang out. If you're cool and you're not a stalker.
I think some of our Muggle friends are going to be there too.
I know. Oh my gosh! Speaking of friends,
have friends?
Mark is coming.
Oh, that's right. Mark is coming. Mark and Margaret.
Our Mark from the Renaissance Festival.
Our guild leader
always shows up in pirate costumes.
Our GM.
Every time we put out a Renaissance.
He's our Riker.
He is. He looks like Riker. I'm trying to talk him.
But it's not just that. He's like our Riker. He is. He's our Riker. He's our game master.
More of a Picard attitude about the world.
He does, but it's the point. I mean, he is more Riker.
And Stephanie is coming.
Coming.
She said she wasn't, but I'm glad she is.
Yeah,
so
and I think
our crew.
People are bringing kiddos too, so it's going to be like a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing. I'm very excited.
We're excited.
But I have to say, except for Marina Baccarin, which I'm like kind of okay, maybe I'll see her. I'm not like. The lineup is not exciting to me.
That just leaves us more time to report on
which is
con.
good.
So
okay, see, I agree with that.
We won't be just enjoying things for ourselves.
And I do think we need to do more video and more. And so
panels. We'll record panels for you guys. We did last year. We did one. I recorded the Sean Astin panel,
which was good. And
I that's the only one I did last year because I got sick.
Oh, that's right.
So
no getting sick this time. Vitamin C.
Con crud. Ooh.
Vitamin C.
I just learned about that. Yeah. So
I'm glad I didn't get
hopefully
sick.
We'll do more. We also did the Women of Trek and the Men of Trek the year in 2012. That's in our feed also, so check that out. We've done Renaissance report. Oh no, we've done con reports in 2012, 2013, 2014. So and we'll do another one.
And I think I also not only do I want to do a good report, but I also want to talk about. We are talking about maybe doing something different at Renfest this year, and we will talk about that in a future episode. I'm excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
Do a little game.
Yes. Something fun. Because we've been going a long time.
I mean, it's not really about, like, obviously it's about Renaissance Festival, and we think Renfest is amazing and awesome, and we love dressing up and all that stuff. But a lot of it is just the camaraderie with our friends, you know?
Yes.
So that's the thing we like. But if we can change it up a little bit, I think we want to do that.
Yeah.
So
we're definitely going to talk about it more.
Oh, my Padme costume from last year, and I will cut in a picture of it now. Okay. I'm selling it. I will put the stats in the description as far as like
awesome.
the sizes. Yeah. It is comfortable. It's got a satin lining. So
and she's an excellent seamstress.
I'm an excellent seamstress. Don't mean to pat myself in the back, but pat.
I will pat you.
And I'm really good. And it comes with everything that you see, including the buckle, the real leather belt, the pants also that are maternity. So everything it comes with except for the boots and the lightsaber because that's mine, baby. And PM me. And
I'm replaying Skyrim.
Really?
And I've played Mass Effect too many times.
Obviously.
I need a break. I am Commander Shepard, and I'll kick your butt.
So do you make out with anybody in Mass Effect?
Yes.
Which one? No, I'm not judging. I'm just curious.
Caden.
Oh, interesting.
But I did play as a male one time, and Tally was his main squeeze.
That makes sense.
I was playing more like, matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, she needs to take that mask off. I want to see what her face looks like.
Do you have anything else? This is a long video cast, but don't worry.
It's cool. No, we didn't put out a newsletter last month. Sorry.
That's okay.
We got really busy. But we will put one out this month. Or the next month, I guess.
Okay.
Or this month? I don't know. We'll see.
It's okay.
So subscribe to the newsletter. Subscribe to the podcast if you're just like tuning in because this looked interesting. We have a whole bunch of episodes you might like, including if you're not finding them, like there's only going to be 50 in the feed right now. Go to our website. Our website is chock full of hundreds of episodes. Go to just search in our search box, and we also have a topic menu that has Star Trek, Doctor Who, Firefly, anything you can imagine, it's going to be there. Even general geek topics and vidcasts, we do those, and like this, we sprinkle them in. We're not primarily a video podcast, but we like to do them every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, follow us on Twitter at anomalypodcast.com. Subscribe to our blog because there's lots of really awesome
good
blog
stuff on the
articles
blog.
going on. Noah is one of our writers. He's our token singularity. And we have Michelle, Lynn, Sue, Casey, and I think that's all. You? Me, and I don't write as much, but yeah.
Yeah, everybody's just so prolific that I don't really feel like
we kind of back off a little bit.
Get it? Yeah, we have the show, so we don't really do that much.
Thank you to all the new people who are following us on Twitter and have subscribed to the show and all that stuff. We're glad to have you. We hope you stick around.
Thank you.
We'll see you later very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Why do I keep doing that? I don't know. Let's take a drink.